Hi, everyone. I want to talk about a framework for using your time in your business smoothly and effectively that's been coming up with a lot of clients lately. And I thought I would just share it because a lot of people, if some people are experiencing it, a lot of people are probably experiencing it. And so I thought I'd talk about it. So there's sort of three hats that I think of for running your business that you got to wear. You got to wear the CEO hat. You have to wear the manager hat, and then you have to wear the employee hat. And this is the true whether you're a business owner or you're an employee. We all have these sort of three divisions in the way that we can use our time. And just like the structure of an organization, right? The sort of pyramid structure of an organization, so too do the time and the rewards kind of go along with that. So like your CEO time and your CEO hat, it's the smallest amount of time that has the greatest impact, and that also has the highest worth. So then moving down, your manager is going to be a little bit less impact, but still very important. And then the employee time has like it has the impact is spread out over a longer period of time. And it kind of has like lower dollar value impact. Not that you need all of these, right? Just like every business needs all of these. But we need to spend time in different kind of hats depending on what situation you're at for your business. And so like I've been using a couple different analogies for this, but the one that I think works really effectively is a captain, like a ship, basically a ship at sea. So you've got the captain, that's the CEO. You've got the first mate, that's going to be your manager or your second level down, second tier. And then you've got everyone else on the boat or all the sailors that are like there to like get the work done. So the CEO's role is it's really important to understand, where we're going, and their key fundamental thing that the captain's job is, right, is to keep everybody on the ship alive, has to keep everybody safe and make sure that the ship itself gets to harbor. So like that's very important for the captain. And for the CEO, this means understanding revenue and making sure that that you understand how the business is going to make money and what you have to do. The first mate, is their job is to address the question of how that will happen and strategy, right? And figure out what needs to like actively happen and how will we know when those things happen. And then the employee level, that they're the one that needs to execute, make sure that they do everything. This is the realm of tactics, okay? So CEO does vision, where are we going, and make sure everybody's alive. So where are we going, and how do we make sure everybody stays alive? The first mate is going to make sure that, given that we need to get there and be alive, and the decision is already made on that, how do we actually do that? So, are we unfurling sails, or are we stowing sails? Are we, putting oars out? Are we dropping anchor? All of those things, right? Those are the decisions that the first mate makes. And then also the first mate is responsible for making sure that those things happen, right? So this is like schedules and timelines. This is like really checking to make sure that the work did happen and looking, and then reporting back to the CEO, right? And then the employee level or the sailor level, they're the ones that are actually doing all the things. And their job is to just listen to the manager, to the first mate, and make sure that they execute on all those things. Okay, so in our businesses, we put these hats on so that we can understand where are we going and how do we keep the business alive? How do we keep the business running? Then we put on our manager hat and we say, okay, given that that's the vision for where we're going with our business, what actually needs to happen? What are the big building blocks that need to be in place? And how can we make sure that those get done? Like what are the structures that we need in place? What are the processes we need in place? What are the checklists? Like the manager like creates the checklists, right? And then there's the employee level, and that is, okay, now it's time to just buckle down and work. And the employee doesn't get bogged down with questions of where we're going. The employee doesn't get bogged down with questions of systems and processes. The employee just trusts that the systems and processes that we've created as we wore the other hats are, right, and starts to move through. If questions come up for that employee, they're going to just record those questions and pass them on to the manager or the CEO when it's time for them to take the helm, so to speak, right? So I think this is a really useful framework because it helps. What a lot of people do, I think, is they're in employee mode and they're just like, go, 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 go. Like, I love checking off the list. I love checking off the list. And from employee mode, that list can get so long, right? Because everything becomes a priority for the employee mode. But for the CEO to come up with a vision of what we're doing with the business, and then the manager to create the checklist based on that vision, right? Like, what are the most important things that we need in order to get there, and how can we make sure that those get done? And that's what gets on the checklist, right? that is like how we can ensure that the employee, they can just run and just work. You can just put on the tunes or whatever, set up your system, your environment, and cruise. Okay, so hope this framework helps. I know it helps me in my business, and it's been helping a lot of my clients. So I just want to like frame that out, flesh that out a little bit so that you can take some time and apply this. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are some, first of all, did any insight come up for you about this as you listen to this concept? And then do you have any thoughts about things I missed or questions about any of those hats? Because I'd love to hear them. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Peace.